Ripping thin material like veneers or plastic laminate or even plexiglass can be done on the table saw, but you can't do it with just the fence. Here's why. Thin material will almost always slip under the fence, which won't just mess up your material, it can be downright dangerous if the blade binds, and you can get serious cuts from the razor-sharp edges. The trick is to build a little cutting jig for your saw. The bed of the jig supports the material while you're sawing, and since there's no gap, there's no chance of binding. You'll also have to use a fine-tooth cross-cutting blade like this one. Rip the jig fence so it's about the same height as the table saw fence and attach it to the edge of the jig table with screws or use glue and nails. Use a block that's the same thickness as your jig fence to set the ripping width. Start up the saw and send the jig through the blade, stopping as it reaches the other side. Then stop the saw and clamp the jig to the table saw fence. With thin material like we're cutting, you really can't use a standard push stick, but an eraser taped to a stir stick works really well. Make your jig about 2 feet wide and 3 feet long, but make it wider if you're ripping wider stock. To make rips of different widths, it's just a matter of resetting the saw fence and making a new saw kerf. Save your jig because you can use it over and over anytime you have thin stock to cut.